We start things off with a man breathing heavily as he walks down an alleyway. He turns a corner and finds the door just as he reaches it. He puts his hand out to grab the handle, and we cut to black. We then see our main man in a dinghy. Waking up in a small shack he calls home, he states that they better head off to work. We then see him begin to make his way somewhere while going over all of his body parts that he's sold off the train to make good on the debt. He owes 1.2 million yen to one of his kidneys, 300,000 yen to his right eye, and Twitchy barely remembers the cost of one of his bowls. After some quick math, he realizes he still owes the accuser approximately 38 million yen. He's gotten himself tangled up in his dog. Yeah, let's go with the dog that goes by the name of Cheetah, then Box, and he agrees with it, saying that it's about time they kill that target. He says that a dead devil usually sells for around $300,000 on the black market. He then rips the core out of his chainsaw dog and says hunting devils pays the best as he prepares to fight one. We then cut to right after the fight has occurred. He says that this devil must have been the tomato devil, and that they need to burn the seeds to prevent it from resurrecting the old man he works for. He then tells him nice job, saying that he knows this devil's body will fetch a good price on the black market. He'll pay him 400,000 yen for it. But then, because of what he owes to the accuser and the interest on that, he'll be left with $170,000. Oh, but then there's a finder's fee and administration costs, so all up after killing the devil Owlboy Dingy is only left with 70,000 yen, and after he pays his other bills, he gets to keep a whopping 1,800 absolute bolus status. We then cut back to his shack, where he is treating himself and Pasita to a nice meal of plain bread, daydreaming about how people usually get to put jam and butter on their bread. But for him, that's practically an unreachable goal, as he doubts he'll even be able to pay off the debt before he dies. And even worse, he thinks he'll probably die before he even gets the chance to have a girlfriend. He thinks to himself that if he could have one dream come true, it would be to hook up with a girl before he dies. We then cut back to when he was a child and the reason why he has this insurmountable debt in the first place. His father committed self-delusion by not paying the monthly installment he owed to the accuser. And on the day of his father's funeral, he was told that he's got until tomorrow to get the 700,000 yen together, otherwise he'll be killed. After the car drives away, he hears a ravine sound nearby and sees Machida for the first time after being scared and falling over. He tells the devil that if it wants to kill him, it can go ahead, as he's dead anyway. And we then say that the cheetah is hurt and bleeding out, not wanting to just let it die. He tells the cheetah to bite him, as blood heals devils. And so Patina does just that, while Dingy says that his blood isn't free, and they make a deal where they help each other out because he's decided that he doesn't want to die just yet. The next day, with the help of a cheetah, Genji meets with the Yakuza and brings down the dead body of a devil, asking them to hire him as a devil hunter. He then wakes up later in the night, stating that he's too hungry to sleep. And when he can't sleep, he just thinks about his dreams, explaining to Potato that his dream right now is to find a girl, play video games with her, and fall asleep while cuddling each other. Just then, he starts coughing up blood into his hand, and he recalls that his mother died from something that caused her to cough up blood to someone. Someone then knocks on the door, and it's the same old man from earlier telling him they've got a devil for him to hunt. They drive over, and after arriving in the warehouse dinghy, he follows the old man and asking questions about the job. The man then explains that even the accuser thinks about getting bigger and making more money. So they made a deal with the devil just like Danji did with the cheetah, and we see a massive devil making its way into the frame. The devil then berates the accuser, basically calling them idiots for the trade deal they made where they got some demonic powers, but it also turned them completely into zombie slaves as it itself is the zombie devil. It then states that it hates devil hunters like Dingy, so now it's going to kill him dead. He then tries to run from the zombies now chasing him, but due to the massive kick through his body he received, he isn't able to outrun them, and he ends up getting knocked to the ground and mobbed by all the zombies while dying. He thinks to himself that all he ever wanted was to live a normal life. We then cut to a dumpster where we see Denji chopped up into bits. That's my character on the Trash Man. We then say some of Danji's blood leak and fold into his mouth, making him recall a memory of Denji where he mentioned hearing that some devils can take over dead bodies, telling Machida that if he dies, he can take over his body and fulfill his dreams of living a normal life and dying a normal death. We then say Denji's dismembered body is beginning to form back together, and the two of them in a dreamlike state begin to converse for the first and only time, but the cheetah tells him that he always loved hearing him talk about his dreams, saying here's the new deal that the cheetah is going to give to his heart, and in exchange, Denji has to show him all of the things he dreams of. Danji then wakes up and comes out of the dumpster, surprising the zombie devil that he's still alive as zombies come for him. Surprising the Danji pulls the new cord coming out of his chest, transforming him into an absolute beast, and he goes to fuck, ripping the zombies completely apart and killing the zombie devil. Danji then spends the rest of the night killing every single one of the remaining zombies. I guess that's one way to get out of debt. Take notes, people. The sun rises later, and we see a car pull up outside the warehouse with 3 people walking inside, one of whom is Makima Bakoma, who sees the absolute devastation that's been left here, and Danji realizes that he's neither devil nor human. She asked him if he killed all of the zombies here, but Danji, barely able to stand, asks her to hold him as she does. So he transforms back into a human, and Makoma offers him 2 options: be killed by her right now, or become her pet, which she would feed and care for. As her pet, she would feed and care for him, and her method of feeding him would be getting him bread with jam and various other things for breakfast. Danji wholeheartedly agrees. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It only takes a second, and it really helps me out.